I'm Nikita Jaiswal from Ajay Kumar Gar Engineering College in Civil Engineering Department. I'm working as assistant professor. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss elements of a typical cross section of road and highway drainage. Basically, in transportation engineering, or you can say in highway engineering, we need to deal with some geometric properties and how that geometric properties are related in transportation engineering, how we can deal it with, and how we can design any kind of highway. Basically, the first thing we need to discuss is what are the major geometric properties that we need to consider during the designing processes. Okay, so we'll discuss it one by one. The first and obvious thing, how you can define a road. Road is a path over which cyclists, vehicles and pedestrians can pass lawfully. Okay, now roads are normally used for transportation within any country, as we know very well. And what are the advantages of roads? Here you can see it is nearest to the man, as for going to airport, harbour or railway stations, can be used by all types of vehicles from cycles to trailers, can lead to any remote area and road users to have freedom of movement. Okay, and vehicle movements are not time bound. Roads are open to traffic for 24 hours, obviously. Okay, so I think that particular picture is not visible. Okay, I'll make it here. We are going to discuss about typical road cross section. Here you can see, as we know very well, that in any case of road, there must be a carriageway, obviously. Okay, so the particular carriageway, actually it comes under a roadway. See, carriageway here is a typical road cross section. Here, let us suppose this is your carriageway. Usually, as IRC suggests, the width of carriageway for single lane that should be equal to 3.75 meter. Okay, and okay, we are talking about single lane carriageway or single lane road. So what IRC suggests that the width should be 3.75. Okay, now okay, it is a simple carriageway, but a complete roadway or right of way, it is not only consist of carriageway, it will also consist of medians, shoulders and curbs. Okay, and extra allowances for development in broader aspect. Okay, so in particular, when we talk about right of way, okay, or you can say right, see, let us suppose this is your right of way. Okay, and in this whole right of way, there must be a segment where you can design a particular highway, where the communication of vehicles must be there. Okay, let us suppose this area is in this particular zone. Okay, now if I am designing a carriageway without curbs, then obviously I can design with curbs also. So there are different specifications. Let us suppose this is your carriageway. Okay, if we are designing it as a multi-lane project or multi-lane, then there must be some median. Okay, median means this is median, or you can say median as traffic separators, okay, between two different lanes. Let us suppose this is median. Here you can grow vegetations, trees, plants. Let us suppose this is your two-way traffic, two lanes roadway. Okay, so there is median, there must be some extra spaces. Let us suppose there is an embankment where some excavations were done, and after that this particular way were constructed. So let us suppose there must be an embankment like this. Okay, so what we can say, then a particular right of way, that is the land of width that is given to construct any kind of project. Suppose it is national highway or state highway. Okay, in this particular right of way, we can construct in between the right of way, we can construct different kind of carriageways and medians, shoulders, and extra spaces for pedestrians, cyclists. So this is how a typical cross section of road can be designed. We will discuss it one by one. Okay, this picture is more clear. Okay, here you can see this is a typical road cross section again. Here you can see this area. This area is called as median. Okay? This area is called as median. Here you can see there are provisions for growing grasses, provision for planting beds. Okay, and here you can see this is one lane. This is another lane. Okay. We are talking this in between right of way. Okay, this complete width must be called as right of way. Okay, for this particular project, here you can see there's one lane, there's another lane, and in this side you can see this particular here you can see this is curve. Okay, this is submerged curves. What is this curve? We'll discuss further. Here you can see this is some extra provisions. Okay, some extra land. Afterwards, this carriageway can be called as berm. Okay, or you can call it as shoulder also. Okay. Then again there is a small segment of road must be called as multi-use path, can be used for cyclists or pedestrians. Okay, so this is a typical road cross section where you can see the different segments. Okay, this is not, this is not fixed. Depending upon the project, maybe national highway, maybe state highways, maybe MDR, maybe ODR, maybe village roads, this segments may be changed according to the classification of roads we are going to provide according to the type of the project. Okay. Oh, so after understanding different kind of cross-sectional elements, okay, so there are some terms we need to understand. The cross-section of a road includes some of all the following elements. The first one is traveled way. Okay. Second is roadway, median, shoulder, curb, as we are going to discuss what is curb, traffic barriers, bicycle and pedestrian facilities, okay, and drainage, channels and side slopes. So this segments must be taken into account when we are designing any kind of highway or any kind of national highway or state highway system. So we need to understand all the segments, all the segments of a particular right of way. Okay. Okay, here you can see 2-lane rural highway cross section. Okay, what we are going to understand in this picture, here you can see this is median. Obviously median, we provide median in between two different lanes. Okay, here you can see that is A, one lane, and that is B, the another lane. Okay, again this particular lane, here in the top of this lane it is written as traveled way, and here also this is written as traveled way. Okay, now there is another provision of shoulders on the left side of particular lane and the right side of the particular lane. As okay, what is shoulder? Shoulder is like unsurfaced pavement, unsurfaced roads along on the both sides of a surface road. Suppose this is a road, and you must have seen that along with the road there are some unsurfaced passage, okay, along with the road on the both sides. The purpose, this is called your shoulders. Okay, what IRC suggests, the shoulders width, the minimum width of shoulder should be 2.5 meter. Okay, again this varies according to the project. Now shoulder, obviously the shoulder is what are the uses of shoulder. Okay, so why there is a provision of shoulder along with the roads? See, whenever there is a traffic communication, there must be some operations of failure of a particular vehicle, maybe two-wheeler, maybe four-wheeler. So there must be an extra provision or extra land should be there, so that vehicle which is now or which is not running right now, and that must be parked somewhere. Okay, so the main purpose of providing a shoulder, so that any kind of maybe any kind of accidents maybe happen, so we need to take out those vehicles, okay, those vehicles outside the carriageway width. Okay, so that's why this kind of shoulders may be provided. And also we can use shoulder to park vehicle at any time, maybe two-wheelers, maybe four-wheelers. Okay, so this is simple. These are some simple uses of shoulders. Okay, in this particular cross section there are two shoulders just given on the right side and the left side. Okay, and then if we go forward, there is some side slopes. Okay, this is side slopes. In particular right of way, we did some arrangements, maybe excavation, maybe filling of earth. Then after we have made this side slopes on the left, on the extreme left and the extreme right of this particular right of way. Okay, and this is how we usually we design any cross section of highway. Okay, there must be a provision of shoulder, there must be a provision of carriageway, there must be a provision of slopes, side slopes, cambers. Right? We'll discuss it again. So this is another picture again showing the same thing, but just a different segments. Like here you can see there is this particular traveled way or a roadway. Then along with there is attached sidewalks. Okay, so depending upon the project, depending upon the highway we are kind of dealing with, we'll design accordingly as we want. If we want to provide sidewalks, if we want to provide medians, if we want to provide shoulders, obviously it will be dependent upon the type of project. Okay. Okay. Now the selection of appropriate cross-sectional elements. Okay. Obviously the cross-sectional element selection, again it will be depending upon the various factors, like it may be climatic condition, it may be number of cyclists or pedestrians or drivers in this particular region. The number of drivers may be a huge factor in designing this cross-sectional elements, and obviously traffic volume and composition of this vehicular traffic, that must be taken into account while designing cross-sectional elements. Okay. Again, there are some another factors like presence of natural or human-made obstructions adjacent to the roadway. This must be taken into consideration while designing any kind of highway. Type of intensity of developing along with the section of highway facility that is being designed. Safety of users. So these are various factors that must be taken into account while designing any kind of highway. Okay. The right of the way. right of way. Okay, we are discussing this right of way from the starting of this particular lecture. Okay, again we can define it in a simple words. The right of way can be described generally as the publicly owned area of a land that encompasses all the various cross-sectional elements of highway. Okay, the right of way is the land set aside for use as a highway corridor. Simple. Right of way are purchased prior to the construction of a new road, and usually enough extra land is purchased. Why this enough extra land is purchased for any kind of road construction? Because there must be some development allowances along with the roadside, obviously. Sometimes right of way are left vacant after the initial roadway facility is constructed to allow for the future highway expansion. This also happens during purchasing any land for future use of highway. Okay, this is some data related to right of way. So the requirement of area for right of way are as follows. For two lane road, it must be 150 feet width of area. For 4 lane, usually 250 feet width of area, and for 8 lane road, this must be 300 feet width of area. Okay, these are some given data for your ready reference. Now, travelled way or carriageway. What is this travelled way or carriageway? As the portion of roadway provided for the movement of vehicle. Okay, just the portion where vehicles can travel. Okay, exclusive of shoulders. Now, the number of lanes on a travelled way are decided on the basis of expected traffic volume and appropriate level of service required for the facility. As we discussed it, earlier, number of lanes should be provided in particular project should be depending upon what are the traffic volume for that particular city or the projected traffic volume for particular region. Okay. So on this data, we can design design number of lanes that should be required. Now, okay, land width strongly influences traffic safety and comfort. Okay, the land width ranges from 2.7 to 3.6 meter, with 3.6 meter lane predominant on the high type highways. Okay, 2-lane two-way highways with the 3.6 meter lane provide safety clearance between large and commercial vehicles. Okay. So now dual carriageway. Dual carriageway means you can say this is as a 2-lane carriageway where traffic volumes are quite heavy. Carriageway may be divided into 2 parts, providing a median strip, and each portion of the carriageway is reserved for traffic moving in opposite direction. Okay, please do not get confused with right of way and carriageway. Okay, right of way is complete portion of land. Okay, carriageway is just this part. Okay. Now, roadway. As you can see in this picture, I can tell you one thing. Okay, this is your carriageway. Okay, this is your bum. You can say it as bum, or you can say it as shoulder. The word shoulder must be a good term here. Here you can see there is another road going on this way. This maybe you can say an extra roads for cyclists or pedestrians. Okay, the portion of the highway provided for the vehicle use. You can see this particular portion is for vehicular use. It includes both carriageway and shoulders. Now the next term is formation width. It is the sum of width of carriageway, shoulders, median, strips if provided. So the whole portion called as formation width. Okay, whole formation means the carriageway plus shoulders plus median strips. That summation will be your called as formation width. In case of embankments, it is measured at the top width. Okay. In case of cutting, it is the bottom width of the cutting from which side drains are excluded. Now, functions of shoulders. Okay, accommodation of stopped vehicles. Obviously, disabled vehicle must stop as we just discussed 5 to 10 minutes before, and there must be for emergency use, lateral support for the pavement, space for roadside facilities, or obviously space for bicycles and pedestrians, driving comfort, freedom from strain, improvement in side distance, and improvement in capacity. So here are some small uses of, or you can say the small functions of shoulder. Now, width of shoulder. Okay. Here, width of shoulder again. I just suggested I just told you this, that IRC suggests a minimum width of 2.5 meter. Okay, this is minimum width. Okay, but for it may be vary depending upon the high type roads or low type roads. Okay, low types road minimum 0.6 meter may be required, may be provided. Okay, or the range may be deferred as 1.8 to 2.4 meter for low type roads. Okay, and for high type roads, a minimum of 3 meter recommended, maybe 3.6 meter. Okay, obviously shoulder should be continuous. There must be no unevenness during this designing of any kind of shoulder. And so this is all. Now this next term is median or traffic separators. Okay, what are this? What is this median? As we know very well, this is actually a space between two kind of lanes. It is physical or painted separation provided on divided highways between two adjacent roads. Okay, medians can also be used to isolate slow and fast moving traffic in the same directions. The width of median ranges from 1.2 to 2.4 meter. Okay, it cannot be 24 meter. 24 meter very large range. Okay, so here in this picture you can differentiate very well now. Okay, if I ask what is this portion, this is your median. What is this portion and this portion? This is your carriageway. Okay, what is this raised? You can see here some raised curves. So this is called your curves, and these are side slopes, or you can say the development allowances for particular project. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. In this particular lecture, we have discussed various kinds of elements in a particular cross section of a roadway. We have discussed median, shoulder, carriageway, and different another segments particular road. In the next lecture, we are going to design all the different segments in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.